on making, I call them tailored deals, not off the rack. These are tailored, highly tailored deals. Right now, Japan is flying here to make a deal. South Korea is flying here to make a deal, and others are flying here.
While Wall Street panics, Main Street still trusts Trump. Wall Street is panicking again. And we're talking by now a $6.6 trillion slide on the world markets. Stocks are sliding, big money is nervous. But out on Main Street, Trump just spoke to factory workers, and he's ensuring them that they're still listening. And maybe more important, while investors are fearing these tariffs, working class Americans see protections. So who's right here? Let's take a look at what's really going on and why this matters more now than you think. Welcome back to the Economic Report Card, where we break down the moves, the markets, the politics shaping your wallet and mine. Like, subscribe, and let's get into what just happened. Goodness sakes, Wall Street bleeds again. Today's market, another sharp drop on the stock market. Tech is down, energy is shaky, retailers under pressure, and under all of that, fear. Uncertainty specifically around tariffs and Trump's rising influence in what's going on in the world economy in 2025. Investors are watching trade policy heat up, and they don't like what they're seeing right now. But the real story? It's not just about the market numbers. It's about what Trump just said and who he's making promises to. Trump speaks directly to factory workers. While Wall Street was sliding, Trump was on the ground working over the factory workers, how Japan and South Korea are on their way here to try to work out some kind of a trade deal, open up markets, and maybe offer relief to the American middle class. Kudlow and Rand Paul just weighed in, and it wasn't just Trump today. So Larry Kudlow, Trump's former economic advisor, said tariffs aren't perfect, but when they're targeted, they can really reset the trade game in our favor. He acknowledged that there's a lot of volatility in the markets, but he emphasized that manufacturing stability might be worth a short-term hit. Then Senator Rand Paul shared his insights. Wall Street's nervous, but Main Street's been ignored for years. If we bring jobs back and stop outsourcing everything, maybe a market correction is worth it.
Actually, I don't know whether you're surprised or not, but I agree with you about trade deficits. Actually, I've been riffing about it on the show. That's, I think, a lousy benchmark. But, Senator, what do? There are unfair trading practices, and there are markets that are close to us. And Mr. Trump, you can agree or disagree with his tactics and so forth. But the reality is he's trying to open markets, and he's trying to use reciprocal tariffs. He would like to have tariff rates on both sides come down to zero.
There's a conversation between Larry Kudlow and Rand Paul, senator from the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And they are fans of one another. There's a lot of respect between these two, and so it was a very cordial conversation. Interestingly enough, Rand Paul starts talking about he loves tariffs until they become law, and then all of a sudden he doesn't like it because he says you don't allow the free market system in capitalism to really work. Now, Kudlow, of course, brought up the fact that there's a lot of closed markets to U.S. products, and Rand Paul answered back rather quickly that the basis of capitalism is finding cheaper places to do labor because some places become very uncompetitive.
I think that tariffs are great as long as you don't enact them, as long as they're never law, and you only use them as a threat and you negotiate lower tariffs. They would be wonderful. They would be like manna. But what you're seeing right now is a world scared to death of a tariff war. You saw $6.4 trillion in wealth lost. I think it's up to $6.6 trillion, including today. A lot of wealth was lost, and this isn't me saying this. This isn't a Republican saying this. This is millions of investors out there. This is the marketplace. The marketplace.
American goes to Walmart to buy a television. They'd much rather buy a $500 television made in a place like South Korea or Vietnam than pay $800 for the television set made here in the United States. And guess what? Rand Paul has a good point, and Kudlow acknowledged that point. So the fact is, what does it really matter to you? If tariffs escalate, you'll feel it in prices, electronics, cars, even groceries, but there's also an upside for some. Stronger domestic manufacturing, more pressure to hire Americans in the United States to work and keep the jobs right here, the products right here, and maybe the money right here. A new era of trade on our terms, not somebody else's. This isn't just politics, it's your paycheck and it's your savings, right? That's really what's at play here. But let's face it, Wall Street is fighting on one side of this battle and Main Street's fighting on the other. And we are all caught somewhere in between. So here's the question. Will tariffs really protect America or punish it? Are tariffs really seen as more of a bargaining chip? Or are they actually going to get implemented? And if they're going to be implemented, to what extent? Are we really going to turn our backs on Europe and our allies in Asia? Or are we going to go ahead and work out some kind of a deal? At the end of the day, we know Trump is a deal maker. And I think if he sees that the middle class and manufacturing jobs are coming back to the United States, then he might let off the gas, I think. And my question is, what do you think? Do you think that Trump will really go through with all these tariffs? Will he really tighten things up on our allies? We know that he's going to keep things tight on China for sure. But the fact is there a place somewhere in between where Main Street and Wall Street can see benefits from how the Trump deals are going down? Hey, I'm Brian. If you've not subscribed, make sure you do so. Hit the like button. Help me feed that dog named Charlie. Every time you hit like and subscribe, I'm able to give him a biscuit. And he's very hungry. With that, remember, the biggest battle we're fighting is the one between our ears because we're all in this together.